Hello world! Today we'll be reviewing the Hampton Bay 09797-4 model number for this 3-light Brushed Nickel Mini Pendant with bamboo leaf pattern etched white glass. So this is the cover that goes at the end, but also has all the cables and wires that you can connect. This is the socket for the light. You can connect any up to 60 watt light bulb in there. Could be LED, CFL, incandescent, it's up to you. It's well protected, removing the covers. This is to make adjustments for the cable, just to see how low or high, how high, low, whatever you want to make it. So this is adjustments. So the thread to release the cable and be able to make the adjustments. So let's unthread this sucker and thread it back in, and this is the etched white glass. There's 3 of them on this model. This feels kind of soft. It's not as heavy. It feels brittle, but you know, I didn't really hit it hard to test out how much impact it can take. Here we go. We got to thread the hardware. Just testing it out before putting it up there. So the height of these things are 9 inches, and the circumference is about 3 3/4 of an inch. Let's go ahead and remove the old lights and the cover, and remove some screws. But before that, I'm going to remove the light bulbs, which I didn't do. I don't know why I didn't do it, but here we go. I'm removing it now. So once we remove it, we'll see the cables, you know, white cable, black cable, and green cable. You know, make sure you take a picture just in case you don't really know what you're up to. I have done a little bit of electrical, not a lot, just replaced a little, you know, here and there. My last project was replace the fan, which I should have made a video, but I didn't. So, you know, removing all the cables and the screws. This is the ground cable which was holding the light, the old light. There's a lot of residue there. So here we go. This is the hardware that comes in the box. And let's go ahead and scrape out the old, where the old light fixture was at. And let's set up the hardware that was just recently removed and make sure the screws match each other, because that's the way this guy will be attaching to the ceiling. Go ahead and install the hardware that we were just working on earlier, putting it on, making sure that that's snug fitly, that's not loose, because otherwise your light will be loose at the end. And then I was doing this cable, removing the black tape, but it's not necessary. I was just doing it because I didn't know what I was doing. So I went ahead and reattached that light. Now attaching the hardware to the ceiling, attaching the ground. That's the first one I like to do. Plus it holds the light fixture nice and tight while I work on the cables. So we can make some adjustments at this time. That way we can make sure if we have the right length. So I made some adjustments. It was a little bit difficult. I think I needed a bigger ladder. My ladder was not big enough, so next time I'll get a bigger ladder for an 8-foot ceiling. Yeah, this was actually a time that my arms are hurting because being up there, it took me about 30 minutes or so, but either way, your hands are way up there. They kind of get tired, so just got to make sure that you're going to be there for a while. Here is the washer and nut, and we're going to be setting it up. That way it goes up in the ceiling. So just make sure you push all the cables on top and you have the right size. Here are the little pins that come with the kit itself. I'm putting 2 first. It makes it a little bit easier to put all the glass in there. And then the third one is the one that I struggled the most with. And once I get it in, it's all secured in there. So that's the only one that was the difficult portion on, is this done right? The instructions that came with the kit was not that great, so I thought maybe nobody had a video on this, so I thought I'd make one for it. That way somebody can kind of have a visual and see more or less how this is done. This is not really an exact video on how to, but this is how I did it myself. So hopefully people can find a little bit of guidance on how to set up this specific model. So if it saves you a minute or two, I think that's great. I know I could have used a little bit of a tutorial on this myself. So here I am making the final adjustments on the lathe and putting in the washer and the nut on there to hold it in place. And the last step is to put in the nice chrome nut that was in the kit. So here we go. It's all done and set. Checking, just making sure that everything's nice and tight, that nothing will be falling if somebody pushes on it. So we're putting in the CFLs in there. It's not as bright. I think it's like equivalent of 60 watts, so it's probably using half of that. Turning on the panel, making sure that it's on now. I didn't want to have a hazard with it on. So the lights are on, and here we go. This is it, and it's all nice and done. And so far so good. It gives up pretty good light, and it's nice and bright and looks pretty good as well. So this concludes my first ever video. So keep coming back to my channel, and overall pretty happy with the light, and looks great, amazing, stylish, and elegant. Have a great one.